Majin Buu Shape Up from the Tournament of Power as well as Bergamo could actually be potential new DLC characters for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 18, 19, or even 20. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doja here, and this time on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, we're going to be talking about the potential Dragon Ball Super characters that they are looking to add to the game, because if they're going as far as to add Android 18 from DBS, as well as DBS Videl, who doesn't even fight, they are looking for anyone, and I do mean anyone, from Dragon Ball Super to make it into Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 finally. The two characters I wanted to talk about today are Bergamo and Majin Buu, and I think I'll start off with Bergamo since he wasn't a hero vote. The same way 18 wasn't a hero vote. Again, she didn't win, but she made it to the game. And since we have 3 DLCs after this one, that will potentially also have 4 characters, 2 characters are actually from Dragon Ball, and 2 characters who become ultra super villains. I am going to talk about Bergamo first, since I do believe he probably already had a model in the works, just like 18, that they could quickly just put out to add to the character's roster. So we're going to talk about Bergamo first, then I'll talk about the Majin Buu form that never actually got to really shine in the Dragon Ball Super anime due to being replaced by Frieza in the Tournament of Power. Speaking of the Tournament of Power, Bergamo, the representative, or I guess the main representative of Universe 9, he wasn't a hero vote just like Android 18, he lost, but we don't know how far he actually got in a hero vote. I know a lot of people wanted Bergamo to get in on the basis that he most likely would have brought his giant form along with him, and as cool as that would be, based on Orange Piccolo making it into the game and half of his screen time is in giant form, he doesn't actually have a giant form in Xenoverse 2. So it's safe to say that if they ever did add Bergamo, he wouldn't have had the giant form then, and I'm pretty sure he won't have one now when he actually does come to the game. So that's pretty upsetting to say the least, but I still feel like they'll reference at least the moves he uses when he's in that big mode. The same way how Piccolo has Apocalyptic Burst, even though that's not a move he used until he became giant. So Bergamo, we already know some of his moves would be pretty easy to do, as well as the fact that they'll probably make him share moves with his brothers just so they don't have to add them to the game, because no one is going to pay money for the other 2 members of the Trio of the Dangers unless if they come with Bergamo. So hey, maybe they will, but I don't imagine they would do 4 characters in a pack, with 3 of them being Trio of the Dangers and then 1 other character just being someone who's not related to them or connected to them at all. So who knows how they'll actually do Bergamo's moveset when he shows up to Xenoverse 2. But I feel like Bergamo is very easily going to be in the next DLC, since just like 18, his model was probably already done or ready, and they just need to do finishing touches, give him super attacks, etc, etc. By the time that they release him to the general public for the DLC actually coming out. Speaking of Tournament of Power characters, again, on the other side, we have Majin Buu Shape Up. Now, while he never actually does appear in the Tournament of Power, which is very tragic, he appears in the preliminaries of the Tournament of Power, and he brings back certain moves that he used in the Buu Saga, or moves that are slightly changed versions of what he uses in the Buu Saga, or just new moves in general. And I feel like on top of the move he used against Goku when they trained for a tiny bit, there's a lot of moves that Majin Buu used that never actually get referenced in Xenoverse in any of his forms. They can use those to add extra moves onto Majin Buu Shape Up, or they can just, again, use the moves he used in the Tournament Power preliminaries, which is still a pretty big moveset overall. And if they want to get inspiration for his combos, they can easily get them from the older Budokai games. The same way Super Buu has his idle animation from the older Dragon Ball games as well. I think that's very cool that he at least gets his idle animation over correctly. So yeah, Fat Buu could easily just take moves from the older Budokai games because their combos were every Majin I think had very insane combos. They all had a helicopter combo, and one where they do a barrage punch where they windmill punch with their arms. They had pretty insane combos. So yeah, I'm curious to see what Majin Buu in a Shape Up form would actually get for super attacks, because that's bound to happen. We haven't had a new Majin Buu character in ages, despite how popular that character is. And it's a very easy DBS character to add. If they added pregnant Videl and 18 in her worst fit ever in all of Dragon Ball, I do love DBS 18, but come on, it's her worst outfit ever, then they can easily add Majin Buu, the fit Majin Buu, or Bergamo to the game, right? And on top of those characters, that's me just talking about regular characters. This isn't even me talking about potential ultra super villains, like ultra super villain Hit and ultra super villain Jiren. Now, the reason I say Hit is because Xenoverse 2 devs love Hit. It's very clear they love Hit. He gets really, really good deals every single time the game gets a major update, especially with the fact that he has an OP custom partner, and he got the best festival move in the game for the Festival of Universes update. So it's safe to say I'm very sure that there will be a supervillain Hit, but supervillain Jiren is also very likely, because Universe 2 devs actually do pay a lot of attention to Jiren as well when they give him updates. And Jiren, not to mention, is the guy who fights UI Goku, so whenever they want to do a CG cutscene, and we know there are CG cutscenes in these updates now, because here's the one of Rose fighting the gang, and here's the one of Super Saiyan God Vegeta Vegeta fighting Goku, you know? We're getting CG cutscenes, and I'm pretty sure Xenoverse 2 devs are going to remember, wait a minute, we don't have a CG cutscene of UI Goku fighting Jiren. How many CG cutscenes does UI Goku even feature in? One against Kid Buu, and a very small snippet when he's fighting your character in Xenoverse 2, right? So I'm pretty sure Ultra Super Villain Jiren will be their excuse to finally add you know, the cutscene where he fights Goku. On top of new moves for Jiren, by the way, Jiren has a lot of very similar looking Ki Blasts, but he has a lot of moves that they could just add to Ultra Super Villain Jiren, since the Ultra Super Villains do usually have, like, you know, the character's full moveset from the anime. So Jiren will most likely get all the different variations of his power impact, including the one where he shoots as a beam that drags against the ground. Maybe he'll have the massive one that he uses against Goku's Kamehameha, or maybe the two-handed one that UI Goku, like, easily pushes away, right? Maybe Jiren will have more crazy versions of, like, his eye attack, like the one UI Goku slides on towards the end of the fight. Or, you know, he just has a giant list of abilities that they can easily pull from. So, Ultra Super Villain Jiren is a character I'm really expecting and honestly waiting for. Who knows if it'll be full power Jiren? I feel like it'll be regular Jiren because, you know, he's got his shirt on, and that's a bit more appropriate. But who knows? I'm so ready for Ultra Super Villain Jiren because, man, I do love me some Jiren. So, yeah, I just can't wait. And for Ultra Super Villain here, I think it's very obvious that he's just going to be, like, amazingly good. Hit gets, like, basically all the love ever. Like, I swear, the Xenoverse devs treat Hit like as if he was their actual child. So he's getting a Super Villain mode no matter what, because there's no way he doesn't. They just treat him like as if he's their baby. So not only will he get a Super Villain mode, they'll probably move all of his Super Villain moves to custom Hit in case we want to choose people even harder. So I think he's getting a Super Villain mode basically, like, no matter what. Jiren, I imagine to get one because he's the final boss in the last arc of Dragon Ball Super. So that's, like, pretty obvious. Like, other than the fact that he does actually get at least a decent amount of respect from the Xenoverse 2 dev team, he is the final boss of Dragon Ball Super. If Goku Black's getting one, then Jiren's getting one. Could I see Frieza getting one? Maybe. But they already have a regular supervillain Frieza in the game. And I imagine Ultra Super Villain Frieza wouldn't add too many moves that Frieza is missing, right? The Ultra Super Villain moves, or the moves in general that they get, mostly do reference things they actually do. So it's not like, I don't think Frieza could get much else. Unless they want to give him a different kind of death ball. Ooh. But he probably doesn't need it. So I don't imagine Frieza would get one. And Beerus he's immune to Ultra Super Villains. So Beerus is one of those weird characters. He has never been updated since the game has come out. And he's just really unlucky for that. How are you the main guy of, like, I guess, like, the main guy who starts the course of Dragon Ball Super, and the Xenoverse 2 devs show you zero love whatsoever? That's really tragic. At least in Xenoverse 1, he got, like, a cool cutscene, but in Xenoverse 2, he just gets screwed over. So, yeah, Jiren being the main antagonist for the final arc of DBS, that gives him a pretty good chance of being Ultra Super Villain. And again, Broly, I think I've said this about Broly before. Wrathful Broly or Supervillain Broly are two very obvious ones I also imagine coming, because Wrathful Broly, just give him a Super Saiyan Awoken skill. You're done. You have, like, one of the new most popular or favorite DLC characters in the game, unless if you make him just really bad. And Supervillain Broly is really easy to get away with, because then you could just give him moves that you didn't give full power Broly, and that's a lot of moves because he has a lot of different attacks. But yeah, I think that's honestly a good place to end the video. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, then please leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. Love you all. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care and peace.